Good afternoon, good people. Welcome to Younib TV News at 1. Today, being the 12th day of the month of May, we have prepared for you lots of interesting news, including what the new Holy Father, Pope Leo XIV, was up to yesterday and what the faithful here in Kenya had to say concerning his election. But first things first, here are our top stories.
Meru tuko na soko 14 ambazo tunajenga hapa Meru County na hapa South Imenti, hapa chini Machegene.
Tutoe mtumo? So, na tunasema we'll agree. Kama ni mimi au wengine wote wataniunga mkono.
Yote ambaye ana maneno, hata wale wanasiasa ambao wanapinga, peleka maoni yenu kwa kamati ya bunge ya JLAC. That is the process.
Furahi kwamba tunao mchungaji katika kanisa letu na hata katika misa ya siku leo tunamtacha jina lake Papa Mtakatifu Leo wa
All right, welcome. My name is Cliff Omondi. And now Pope Leo XIV has made a strong plea to warring nations to stop attacking one another and let individuals who have never known peace begin to reconstruct their lives in order to lower the number of war victims worldwide. He even quoted Pope Francis, who once said that basically what we are witnessing is a fragmented World War II. Now Pope Leo has asked the world leaders from powerful nations to assist him in accomplishing this. And back here in Kenya, Christians celebrated Mass on Sunday to welcome Pope Francis' successor.
I would also like to address the powerful people of the world, repeating the always current call, never again war. I'm deeply hurt by what is happening in the Gaza Strip. May a ceasefire immediately come into effect. May humanitarian aid be allowed to the civilian population, and may all hostages be freed.
Furahi kwamba tunao mchungaji katika kanisa letu na hata katika misa ya siku leo tunamtacha jina lake Papa Mtakatifu Leo wa 18. Tunafurahi kwamba Mungu ametupa mchungaji.
Mungu ametujalia mtumishi wake huyu mchungaji. Ninaomba tushirikiane kumuombea ili Mungu amjalie afya njema akiendelea kuhudumu kama mchungaji mwema.
And now switching gears, Moses Wetangula, who is the Speaker of the National Assembly, has challenged Kalonzo Musyoka, the leader of the Wiper Party, to formally address Parliament about his concerns regarding the IEBC nominees. He claims that Parliament has the final say over whether to accept or reject the candidates for IEBC chairperson and commissioners. Speaking separately to a group of Kenyans, lawmakers allied to Kenya Kwanza, led by the Senate and National Assembly majority leaders, promised to clear the nominees' names in order to finish the electoral body's rebuilding process.
Yote ambaye ana maneno, hata wale wanasiasa ambao wanapinga, peleka maoni yenu kwa kamati ya bunge ya JLAC. That is the process.
Wale watu ambaye mambo yao ni kupinga serikali kila wakati. Sisi tunataka kuuliza, tunataka IBC kama jana. Hii manene IBC ambaye rais ameweka kidole, sisi tunataka kusema kwamba wabunge mupitishe hii manene IBC ili tuwe na IBC.
Sasa naona wengine ambao hawana imani na chochote wameanza kuleta cheche za maneno ati chairman mwenye ameteuliwa sijui anatoka kwa jamii ndogo ya Waturkana. Waturkana ni wa Kenya.
Ningependa kumuuliza ndugu yangu Kalonzo, tafadhali nionyeshe kwa hii sheria ambayo tulipitisha ni wapi inasema ati Kalonzo mpaka aulizwe.
Matangazo ya kutangaza nani atakuwa commissioner iliwekwa kwa gazeti. Wewe mtu ulikuwa unataka kuwe IBC chair, ungemwambia weka makaratasi.
And now, still on politics, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua expressed optimism for justice 2 days after the Court of Appeal decided that Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu lacked the jurisdiction to create the bench that had his impeachment case. At the same time, Gachagua also dismissed claims that the opposition was facing a little bit of internal divisions. He asserted that they were united with the goal of defeating Ruto in the 2027 general elections.
Mwende mchukue vitambulisho, mjiandikishe kura. The Gen Z are the ones who will sort out this country. So wacha tujiandikishe, tuchukue kura, tutoe mtu mo. So na tunasema we'll agree. Kama ni mimi au wengine wote wataniunga mkono. Ikisemekana si mimi ni Kalonzo, sisi yote tutamunga mkono. Na baadaye tutafanya sherehe kubwa sana ya launch. Mtakuja? Na hiyo chama ndio yetu. Sisi hatuwezi kubali, uwezi gawa sisi. Chama, watu wanajua chama yao na candidate wao watajua.
So kwa hivyo hiyo IBC maneno, we are still insisting on not only inclusivity but consultation and concurrence.
And now, Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, yesterday on Sunday, lectured Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku about what he described as public incitement over government projects. DP Kindiki said that Ruku, who has only been in office for a month, is part of the cabinet that should find solutions to the problems facing Kenyans, rather than publicly lamenting about them. Take a look.
Kuelekea Momenji, kwenda Kerie, kufika Ishara, pia Your Excellency, hawa wazee wanaomba uone kama hiyo barabara itaekwa rami mwaka huu.
Na ile imekwama, usaidie wananchi hiyo kitu ipatikane. Unakuja hapa kulia, kuchochea na kulalamika. It is not possible. Ukitaka kulalamika, out. Meru tuko na soko 14 ambazo tunajenga hapa Meru County. Na hapa South Menti, hapa chini Machegene, soko imeanza, iko karibu kumalizika. Because we know the people of Central Kenya are traders. They are found everywhere in Kenya. And we want a peaceful, united country so that our people can live wherever they want to live in peace.
And now we are due for our first break here at Younib TV News at 1. Don't go far. My name is Cliff Omondi. Now flanked by Eugene Wamalwa, Kalonzo Musyoka has demanded that Kithure Kindiki resign from his position as deputy president. This comes after the Court of Appeal ruled that the bench that allowed for the impeachment of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was improperly formed. The opposition leaders have maintained that Gachagua is still the legitimately elected Deputy President. Kalonzo has also pointed fingers at the IEBC team selection, claiming that President Ruto is attempting to sway the results of the 2027 general elections.
We have said it before that Mr. William Ruto cannot form an IEBC ambayo itamsaidia yeye kuendelea na tamu ambayo haiwezekani. And what we have right now in the nominees is a William Ruto IEBC. We clearly have a constitutional crisis. As we speak, we do not have a deputy president. We have two deputy presidents. I respect Kithure Kindiki. He is from my part of the country. He should do the honorable thing and resign so that he can now allow due process to take place. The ruling by the Court of Appeal has clearly demonstrated the illegality, the political manipulation that happened to try and get Rigathi Gachagua being dismissed as a deputy president.
The law as it stands today and the ruling that has been given means that Kenya has two deputy presidents. This is a situation, I want to agree with His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, that is untenable, and we cannot as a country continue having two deputy presidents when our constitution provides for only one. One has to go. And it means the elected people's deputy president remains Rigathi.
And now to an unfortunate incident. The police used tear gas to interrupt and stop a Mother's Day event hosted by Meru County impeached Governor Kawira Mwangaza in Igembe South. The ex-governor has accused her political rivals of using police to irritate her, claiming that they are attempts to stifle her popularity in anticipation of a political comeback. She said that in Meru, a normal Mother's Day event would ideally see tears being shed, but they did so in an unsatisfactory manner. Now, imagine being unable to call someone in an emergency or being unable to look up for guidelines or potential answers online since mobile networks do not exist, or even being unable to browse through your phone to find the most recent information. Although this may seem like a fantasy to some, residents of Balich village in Garissa County cannot accomplish any of the aforementioned things because they reside in one of the regions of the nation where mobile network coverage is still lacking. Residents of the village are forced to trek for 30 kilometers to Garissa town or climb a tree in order to converse on the phone. Take a look.
Yeah, 2022. From 2022 up to now, hatujui mahali ako sahi, amekufa, sijui ameenda American. Sisi hatujui yeye sahi. Sahi hata sisi tunataka tuende. Sahi sisi tunataka tuende by election. Kwa sababu hatuna MB.
Hatuna stima miezi 5. Hatuna chuma ya Safaricom. Hata mama ikijifungua ako na shida, mtoto kama ni mgonjwa ako na shida sana.
Hatuna network. Tunaongea wakati tunataka kuongea, tunabanda miti. Tunaongea juu ya miti. Hakuna network. Tunatafuta network, wamesema mwende MBA yenu alafu muandike karatasi mulete barua kwa ofisi ya Safaricom. Na tumekosa MBA yetu. Hatuna MB. Ashiki simu.
A very strange story there, and we hope that the concerned authorities will listen to their cries and do the necessary. Well, that also brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thanks so much for always keeping it Younib TV, and of course, all the crew here in studio who made this a success, including Daniel Theuri behind the camera, Susan Nyambura, my director, Eunice on the programming desk, and Rose Shege, my producer for today. Continue enjoying our programs. My name is Cliff Omondi, and this has been Younib TV News at 1.